heard about kids who did little tricks when their parents' friends came over. They'd play the piano or dance or recite a poem. When I was 3 and my parents' friends came by, I rolled their joints for them. You see, when you live with dope, you start early. By the time I was in the 4th grade, I was smoking every day. Before I was at the junior high, I was dealing over $100 worth of weed a day and smoking nearly half a lid myself. Then, I found angel dust. And that PCP on the joint was just what I wanted. Mom called me at it about that time.
Joey, what are you dusting that with?
Seasoning salt.
Don't be smart. Is that PCP?
What if it is?
Because if it is, I want you to flush it.
Not likely.
Very likely. Hallucinations or not, you forget about angel dust. This junk can flash on you. Leave it alone.
You gotta remember, this advice was coming from a woman who spent most of her life with a beer in one hand and a reefer in the other. Her worrying didn't worry me. I got to be a duster deluxe. I never dealt it though. I was afraid I might run out. Not that I didn't share. That's what got me busted. You see, I sold some grass to a friend of mine and dusted a J for her. We got stolen before school one day, and she went weird in class and started screaming. They found the stuff in her purse. They said they'd let her go if she'd narked the pusher. She narked.
It is the verdict of this court that you are guilty as charged. The sentence will be suspended to 3 years of juvenile probation if you agree to work 12 hours each weekend in the housekeeping department at the Chemical Abuse Wing of Children's Psychiatric Center.
Things could have been worse. They could have sent me to jail or something. But I know that there are different kinds of jails, and the drug wing at Children's is one of the worst.
Grab a broom from that closet. I'll unload the vegetable bin for you.
Vegetable bin?
You'll see.
She unlocked the door. I saw the vegetable bin. It was a ward full of the most pitiful people I'd ever seen. Most of them PCP flashers who'd never be outside again. The stink was unbelievable. They looked like beaten, starving dogs. Most of them couldn't be restrained because they'd hurt themselves even more trying to get loose. And each had his own pain. One guy had flashbacks every few hours, and you always imagine that fire hands were crawling inside his fingers. He slapped his hands against the floor again and again. He had broken all the bones in his hands. And his flashes were so regular that the bones never had a chance to heal. He had to be fed by an orderly. One girl couldn't speak. You see, 2 years earlier, she woke up flashing that her tongue had turned into a tarantula. She ripped it out. They found it on the floor across the room the next morning. But she kept flashing on the same thing, and she kept trying to rip it out. She had loosened all her teeth and clawed the inside of her cheeks so much that the marks even showed on the outside. Then there were some who didn't have enough strength left to do anything. So they were strapped to their beds. But sometimes, you'd hear them gagging, and you'd know that the flashes were back. I saw what the judge was after. I quit dusting weed that day. My folks were still talking all the time, so I moved in with my grandmother. It was nice. Living someplace where you knew there was nothing in the brownies but chocolate. In a month, my grades were on the way up, and I was getting involved in some really square stuff. Things like school dances and basketball games and checking out the girls. I was through with the grass and I was through with the PCP. But the PCP wasn't through with me. I went to bed at 10 o'clock, January 16th. The 45th day I had been clean. At 2 a.m. I woke up. There were rats chewing behind my eyes. I grabbed my head and I shook it, trying to get them out, but they kept chewing. I stabbed my head with my fists, but they wouldn't stop. At 4:30 a.m., I found my grandma's knitting needles. Ah! At 4:33, I shoved it in my eyes. I kept shoving until the rats quit chewing. They put me in Children's for a while.